Growing up in Toronto, Canada, 27-year-old Cody Caissie was immersed in a sporting culture centered around hockey sticks, not bike splits. He only discovered triathlon 4 years ago when some friends introduced him to the sport. An engineer by day, he was immediately drawn to the challenge. It was a data-rich puzzle to be solved. He decided to document his beginner triathlete journey on YouTube. In it, he'd share what he was learning, connect with other triathletes, and maybe even inspire some people to chase their own triathlon goals. One person he didn't expect to inspire, but did, is his younger sister, Carly. She decided to sign up for Ironman Canada, where she hopes to cross her first Ironman finish line. Cody will be racing too, but the stakes will be different.
I grew up a Canadian boy, so everyone kind of plays hockey growing up. I did that as a team sport. I was never good, I never had confidence growing up playing sports. Wearing spandex was kind of lame, No one wore spandex as a hockey player. You kind of got made fun of. When I started triathlon, I definitely had some breaking points with my friends that were hockey players. You go your separate ways and you start to do your own thing and you kind of find, okay, I do kind of like this. I am kind of good at this. You can see your hard work pay off time after time.
As a child, Cody was clinically obese and never imagined thriving athletically.
I think growing up a fat kid is kind of hard. You get picked on and bullied, but I think it leaves a scar on you growing up. You kind of feel like you're never the one that fits in directly. That's how I felt. I went to see a dietitian and she told my mom that I was clinically obese. So I think I was 13 at that point and I was 5 feet tall and weighed 200 pounds. I tried to fit in with team sports and make friends that way, but it was just never my niche. I never really got it. I couldn't, mesh with the team and it wasn't my skill set. I dove into triathlon. Not only did it change my body in great ways and made me, leaner, fitter, and stronger, but it provided me with confidence to be good at something. Before I was just chubby Cody in high school and now I'm, badass, Cody Ironman who's chasing goals and going after it.
Cody Caissie, how are you doing, buddy?
I am doing well. Hey, Mike.
Well, we just looked at that fantastic Quest for Kona video that you were in, and it was a bit heart-wrenching, seeing you come so close to that qualification for Kona and just missing it. Does that still get to you today?
Yeah, I honestly can't tell you how many times I've watched that. It's honestly great fuel. When I'm on the trainer and in a low point, I can watch that again, especially, the actual race day. It definitely gives me some motivation. Beginning, it was a little heart-wrenching to watch, but now I use it as fuel. It was an awesome experience.
Well, what do you think you've learned from that qualification experience?
Yeah, it was a breakthrough race for me. It gave me the confidence to know that, I am there. I'm close enough to get that qualification and, get that, coveted coin, to say the least. So I was there. I was close enough, but close enough doesn't get you there. You got to actually do it. So I think it was a confidence booster for me.
Well, Cody, seeing you now on the screen and seeing you in that video, that is nothing like your grade school and your high school years of being that overweight child that was always ridiculed. And I just couldn't believe those pictures. And so what was the real tipping point for you to where you said, I don't want to be this person anymore. I want to be an athlete?
Yeah, I don't know. It was an iterative process. I think it took time. It was year after year, just slowly getting into more sports, committing to myself that I wanted to improve and, focusing on self-development. It really wasn't one thing. I think it was just things, positive habits compounding on top of one another. And it took time. Don't get me wrong. I look back at those photos for fuel, but it's a good checkpoint to know where you started, and really it proves that you can get anywhere, right? With time and with hard work, you can accomplish a lot of things.
Well, from where you were to where you are now, you're a fast guy. I mean, it's not like you're out there doing 14, 15 hours. You're going sub 10, for goodness sakes. But what was the experience like, Cody, to have those cameras follow you the entire 140 miles of the Ironman journey? What was that like? Was it intimidating? Was it motivating?
Yeah, it was, at first when we had the Ironman crew here following me around Toronto, it was a little interesting to say the least, having somebody following you eating and to work and, just all around. It was a little awkward. But, as I got comfortable with the crew, Steve and everyone there, it was great. The team, I didn't really notice them there. It was natural. They didn't get in my way by any means. And to be honest, I just felt like a pro. When I was biking in Whistler and, flying down hills and I had a moto beside me on the bike in the run, it was pretty special to say the least. And even more of a highlight was this was my sister's first race for her first Ironman. So for me to be at the finish line there to give her medal, that just made it that much more exciting. It was truly an incredible experience that I'm grateful to have.
That did look very special, the Ohana of you giving that medal to your sister. So how, through all this COVID-19, how have you been adapting, I should say, your training to all what's going on right now?
Yeah, it's, I think we're all in the same boat. It sucks, right? It's uncertainty is not an Ironman athlete's friend. We like to be structured and scheduled, and it definitely sucked. I was planning on doing Ironman St. George, and I had Ironman Mount Tremblant lined up. Both of those races have been postponed. So really having no race on the calendar and having no idea of when we're going to get to actually, get that shot again is hard, to say the least. It definitely was a struggle when we first got the news. But really, you got to go back from training, reduce intensity and volume, and just, take it to more of a base building phase, and not being as serious about it, I guess, trying to make it a little more fun and focus on other things in life. I don't know. For me, I've been, trying to do more social training, I guess, more strength training, mobility, focus on relationships and work, stuff that I don't have time to necessarily dive into in the Ironman season when training gets heavy.
Well, talk about social training. Have you been doing the Ironman VR series?
Yeah, I've been signed up for them. I haven't been, I guess, necessarily racing them, trying to win my age group or anything, but I've been signed up and been accomplishing them, like, finishing the distances. That's just kind of in my plan and what I've been doing on the weekends. So it kind of, I'm able to finish them and get the, completion medal certificate, but I'm not trying to race them by any means just yet. I'm not in that shape.
Well, you're a fast guy. You got to get in that kind of shape. We'd love to see you out there pounding it.
Okay,
Cody, what's your advice to all the ones out there that have those Kona dreams that they want to go to the World Championship on the Big Island of Hawaii? What advice would you give to those athletes?
Yeah, I don't know. I got to, well, first off, I want to say I didn't actually qualify. So I don't have the formula to get there necessarily. The guys and gals that do, they definitely put in hard work. They're talented. They have the, work ethic, and they've invested the time. This doesn't come overnight, right? It's a year-over-year process of continually improving and sticking with it and showing up and focusing on rest, recovery. It's a big thing to bite off, but it's also an incredible journey, right? It wouldn't be special if it took you a year to do it. I think it's something that it takes years and years to get there. And that's what's going to make it, when I get there, hopefully one day, that much more incredible, right? So I think it's just sticking with the process, finding a balance in life, something that is sometimes a struggle, but sticking with it and, trying to make it fun when you can.
Well, Cody Caissie, I got a feeling that you coming down a Leahy Drive is going to be in your future. So the best of luck with your qualification and keep up with the good training. We'd like to see you race that VR series. You're too fast of a guy.
Well, thanks a lot, Mike. I'll give it a shot in the coming weeks.
All right, Cody. Good luck to you. Aloha.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Cheers.